Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. It's time to celebrate. It's time to talk horror. It's time for me to be full of myself for 5 minutes. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to the birthday stream. I've decorated the set just a little bit. You know, nothing too crazy. I might have went a little nuts. But we're hanging out, we're talking horror, and we're having fun. It's my birthday, and I couldn't think of anything more fun to do than talk with you guys. Chat a little bit about horror, baby. I'm excited to get into it. It's an exciting week. We got some really fun updates on horror. We are learning that Demian Rugna? It's not Damien. My mind wants to go and say Damien, but that's not right. Demian Rugna might direct the next Alien Romulus film, which is wild. Like, what a crazy choice that is. I saw someone tweet out, they're like, well, we know that xenomorphs are definitely going after kids this time. I thought that was crazy. I'm like, that's messed up, but you're probably right. If anyone who's seen When Evil Lurks, I think we're gonna get into some of that in this new one. I think that might be the case there, but that's kind of funny. I'm loving that update. I'm hearing some interesting things about Scream 6 that I might have a new video on sometime soon. And then I also have a very fun VHS Halloween update coming out very soon. That's a movie that I cannot wait for. Ooh, baby, I'm excited. But anyways, who's hanging out with us today? I don't know why the chat box isn't showing up. What's going on with that? What's happening here? Come on now, chat. Chat box just isn't showing up for me. I don't know what's up. Anyways, let's say hi to some wonderful folks hanging out with us. We got Paula Fitzhenry. What's up, Paula? How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being a member. Greatly appreciate you. Richard J. Skarenki, full name and everything. What does that J stand for? Jake? Jeremiah, Jonathan, what's up, RJ? How you doing, man? It's Wednesday. Let's talk some horror. You're damn right. It's Hump Day, baby. I'm excited to get into it. We got John Samagwai saying, "Let's go, woohoo." That's a lot of oohs, and I'm all about that. I'm all about a lot of O's. I'm a big O guy. Cryptic Haze is saying, "Happy 200th birthday." Thank you so much. It's a big day for me. The big 2-0. Oh. Like I said, I'm a big O guy. Yeah, 200th birthday, you know, as a vampire, it's tough doing a YouTube page. It's the only way I can get blood. What can I say for myself, though? Appreciate you guys for being here. No, for real though, I'm 27 I'm 27 years old, and God, I hope I don't join the 27 club. I'm hoping to make it to 28. Let's hope. I'm happy to still be in my 20s for now. You know, I got a few more years of that, and then it's all over. But for now, I'm vibing with it. It's fun. Richard's also saying, "Happy birthday, KillJoy Jake, the best horror commentator ever." Thank you so much. I'm more like number 15, 16, but I really appreciate it a ton, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Samantha Robinson saying, "Happy birthday, Jake." Happy birthday to you too, Samantha. You guys ever do that when you go into public or to a movie or something? You ever say like they're like, "Oh, enjoy your movie," and you're like, "You too," and it's like, well, I guess they're coming with me, you know. I'm gonna buy them popcorn now, I guess too. Fuck. We got some more friends hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much for being here. Big group hello. If I don't say hi to you, I'm so sorry. I want to say hi to every last one of you fellas. Thank you for being here. Mr. Go Animator saying, "Happy birthday, Jake." Happy birthday to you. Thank you for being here. Jace Crawford saying, "Happy birthday, Jake. Just celebrated my 21st Monday. Nice. At a Peach Pit concert. Highly recommend their music, soft indie rock. I'm into it. I'll check it out. Happy 21st, belated 21st, I should say. But thank you for being here for my 27th. I appreciate it. Critical Overlord spot on here, as always. Happy birthday, you old geezer. That's me. That's me, all right. Open your DMs later today or tomorrow. Sequel tidbits are loading. Ooh, okay. Exciting stuff. I have something to share with you, my friend, too. I don't know. I got a little bit of an interesting Scream 7 scoop that I think maybe even the Critical Overlord doesn't know about. So I'm really excited to get into that. We'll chat. Me and Critical Overlord, just so you guys know, we're like two little teenage girls. We go back and forth about things we can find about movies. It's always fun. I love chatting with him. He's a great dude. Great stuff. Thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Go subscribe to his page. Kyle Gordon throwing $20 out there. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, man. Good afternoon, Jake. Have a birthday. You know what? It's gonna be a birthday, man. I'm at that age where like birthdays are officially kind of scary now. Like I can't even joke around about having a quarter life crisis anymore. Like that's behind me. That's 2-3 years behind me at this point. Now it's just a crisis. Now it's just a total crisis. Kyle, what you didn't know by sending in a super chat is today's super chats are getting something a little special. A little extra special. I'm gonna blow up a balloon and give you a little bit of a fart noise. So you're welcome. Just so you know, it's not my actual ass. It's just a balloon sound. Just for you, Kyle. Thank you so much for the 20 bucks. I really appreciate it. So much love. Thanks for kicking off our super chat goal of the day, too. You're freaking awesome, man. Thank you so much, Kyle. Our resident cute ass penguin. Tamala Voorhees? Is Tamala home? I guess we're going to find out on Friday. Happy birthday, big fella. That's me. What's up, Tamala? Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. The Film Fanatic saying, happy 1000th birthday. You still look 27. Can you believe it? I've aged pretty well for a 1,000-year-old vampire. King Matthew III is saying, what's up, Jake? How are you doing today? Unfortunately, I'm at work, so I can't join the stream. That sucks, man. I'm bummed out for you, my dude. I wish that you could come hang out with us and vibe. That's no good. You wanted to pop in and say happy birthday. I appreciate you doing that, though. That's pretty damn cool. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you a ton, my dude. You ever think inviting 3C Films to the Lethal Collective? That would be awesome. I'd love to have him on the page at some point. He's great. Great dude. Would love to I'm gonna no worries though. I have some really fun announcements coming soon. Lots and lots and lots of collaborations are in the future. That's all I'll say. Jason Carpenter, thank you for being a channel member, my friend. At the dealership, this might be a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully getting my car radio fixed. Wished it was like Christine. Maybe, no you don't. No, you don't wish it was like Christine, dog. You'd have to hide a lot of bodies. That would not be fun. Happy birthday, Jake. Thank you so much, Jason. I hope you get that fixed up. And I hope no Christine-like situations happen to you out in the wild there. Good luck to you, my friend. Jason, again, thank you for being a member. Mr. Rick also hanging out with us saying, happy birthday, big man. That's me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it a ton. Erica saying, hey, happy birthday. What's up, Erica? Our lovely mod hanging out with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. It means a lot. We are going to talk about horror, I promise. We are actually going to do that at some point on this stream. You're old enough to take the long walk. Am I? I feel like I'm too old to take the long walk. Because, aren't those kids 18, 19 in that? I don't know. I didn't see any old men in that movie. I might have missed it. That's so funny. I would die day one on the long walk. Are you kidding me? Fuck that, dude. No way. King Matthew says, I look 23. Oh, man. I wish I was 23 again. I was so stupid when I was 23. It's crazy. You look even just a couple of years, I look back and I'm like, I was so dumb. That's so funny. I'm sure I'm going to be thinking the same thing about when I'm 32, just looking back at 27-year-old Jake and being like, what an idiot. But anyways, Teddy's hanging out with us. Happy birthday. What's up, Teddy? How are you doing, my friend from across the pond? Hanging out with us. Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in, welcome in. Film Fanatic saying, start a Kickstarter to make the Chicken Man featured film. I definitely donate. It's happening. Don't you worry. No, we're getting to it eventually. One thing at a time, my friend. One thing at a time. I have a few YouTube projects I want to do first. Picky Piggy's with us too. How are you, Jake? I'm freaking fantastic. It's my birthday. We're having a ton of fun. I had a very fun birthday surprise earlier, and then we decorated the set. So it's been it's been a good time. It's gonna be a special stream, that's for sure. So I'm excited to get into it. Anyways, let's finally talk horror 8 minutes into this. Film Fanatic is asking, have you seen The Jester 2? I have not seen that one yet. I did just sit down to watch Night of the Reaper, and I'll have a big old nasty review video on that this Sunday. And yes, channel members and Patreon supporters, it will be Sunday this time. I'm sorry that the last two videos were Mondays. I was busy. That's all I'm gonna say. Just shit came up. I'm so sorry. But we're back on track this week. We're getting a video out on Sunday this time for channel members and Patreon supporters. Talking about a new Shudder slasher release called Night of the Reaper. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm really mixed on it. I'm really just very middle of the road. I think I liked a lot of it until the end. I don't think I really vibed with it, but I'm excited to dive deeper into that, hopefully sometime this weekend. Give it a watch. Teddy saying, doing good. Don't let Jess hear you say, wait until I'm 32. Oh, is she 32? Oh, man, I feel so bad. I feel so bad now. Jess, if you're out there, so much love. So much love, and I'm only going to make fun of you a little bit for being older than me. Oh man, that's brutal. That's brutal out there. We got George Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse hanging out with us. I'm just kidding. Just Corpse Grinders hanging out. Happy birthday. Happy good day, gang. Are you from Australia? Good day, mate. How you going? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. What's up, my friend? Corpse Grinder. Love the name. 10 out of 10. Can we switch names? That's a better one than Killjoy Jake. I like it 10 times better than mine. Cryptic Case is saying no spoilers, but Dina was a badass. If you know, you know. Are you talking about, oh, okay, yeah, no spoilers, gotcha. Happy, we're gonna cut that line off right there. Jacob Wells hanging out with us saying happy 27th birthday, Jake. I love your name, Jacob. You have a 10 out of 10 name. Maybe an 11 out of 10, in fact. Thank you for the birthday wishes, though, my friend. Really appreciate you a ton. Oh, Teddy saying no, not quite yet. I got you. I see. I see what's going on. Next time we play games, I'm gonna rip on her a little bit. You know what's better than 31? 32. No, I'm just kidding. Stuart Waller saying happy birthday. Awesome show. You're awesome, Stuart. Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you a ton. What's up, dude? Sorry, I'm cursed saying big happy birthday to the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind, my friend. Me and Sorry, I'm cursed. We did a podcast a long time ago, and I miss talking to this gentleman. We're gonna have to get on. We're gonna have to do some more fun stuff in the future here. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude. Appreciate you. Your birthday was on the 18th, Picky Piggy. Happy belated, dog. Happy belated. I think I was live on your birthday. I might have been live. I think I remember being live on your birthday and being like, oh shit, no way. What's up? Love that though, Picky Piggy. Thanks for joining us, dog. Thanks for talking a little horror. Ty Lee saying happy birthday, Jake. Thank you, Ty. Means a lot. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a channel member too. That means a ton. What else is going on? Tamla saying, if you're into horror books, I recommend My Heart is a Chainsaw. Oh, wait. I've definitely heard of that. Is that the... Hang on. My Heart is a Chainsaw. Stephen Graham Jones. I say that like I know is... I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to read this. Okay, it's a horror novel. First book in the Indian Lake trilogy. Oh, you know what? Dead Meat's video. I've seen Dead Meat's like little short he did about this, and I remember being like, oh, I got to read that. That sounds cool. Okay. I'm gonna have to read this. Dude, I haven't read a good horror novel in such a long time. I used to read a ton back in high school when I actually had time and I didn't do my homework. Now I'm just always editing something or cleaning something. I mean, it is one or the other. I'm editing, I'm cleaning, I'm planning. That's it. That's my whole life. So I just have not had time to read. But man, I would love to get back into it because I recently picked up earlier this year, Stephen King's Skeleton Crew to reread the Monkey story before the movie adaptation came out. And I loved reading that again. It was really fun. I probably read about half the short story collection again. And I kind of forgot how much I love King's short stories. Like, I actually think I like reading his short stories more than his actual like full length novels. There's somebody in our Discord server who just posted something about that. And I'm like, I couldn't agree more. Like, I do love his novels, but honestly, his short stories, they're just like, I think they're way scarier. I think like they're way scarier and way more just fun. I think I don't know. I've always felt that King was at his best when he was working on some short stories. So I've always loved The Monkey too. It's a good short story. I think the movie's better, honestly. That's one of those rare King adaptions where I feel like they actually did it better. And The Long Walk might be the same thing. It's been a really good year for Stephen King movies. And I guess we can kind of rope The Black Phone into that. It's Joe Hill, though. You know, it's his son. This is a different person writing. And Joe has made a big effort to differentiate from his dad. I mean, he even changed his last name and all that. And I really do love Joe Hill's writing. Maybe not as much as Mr. King's, but I also feel like he doesn't have as big of a body of work. But The Black Phone, really good story. I especially love, and I don't remember the name of it. Is it like Heart-Shaped Box? Yeah, Dude. This is a movie that needs a film adaptation, like so bad. Yeah, Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. Guys, if you haven't read this, I could not recommend this novel enough. I think this is Joe Hill's best story by far. 100% very good. It's like, what is it? It's about a rock star or whatever, and he's getting haunted by like this crazy ghost. It is so good. It is a 10 out of 10 story. I really enjoyed it. I think it's easily my favorite thing from Mr. Hill, if you guys haven't seen that. The Black Phone's a good story too, but I think Heart-Shaped Box is even better with the ghosts and scary shit. Jason is saying, Cody Leach was praising a new horror movie called Obsession. Ooh. You know, I gotta say, I've been meaning to say something, by the way. I said something on a stream the other day Someone asked me, Jake, would you ever collaborate with Cody Leach or Chris from 3C Films? And I said, like, absolutely. I tried to reach out to Cody a long time ago, but he never got back to me. And when I said that, I think someone went and messaged Cody, and Cody actually sent me a message after that stream and said, hey, I wasn't like ignoring you, man, or nothing. And I felt so embarrassed. So I want to put this out there and make it very public that I love Cody Leach. I think he's fucking phenomenal. One of the best guys reviewing movies in the space right now. And I feel so bad that someone, I think, took that comment out of context, and might have sent him something saying that I was trashing him. That was not the case at all, and we had a very funny conversation on Instagram DMs about it, and I felt really bad. But Cody is just an excellent dude. I've been loving his Fantastic Fest coverage, by the way. I know you guys are probably all subscribed to him. Cody totally rocks, though, just for the record. Just to set the record straight, I think he's amazing. I really, honest to God, one of my favorite YouTubers I watch. For reviews, he's kind of one of my go-to guys nowadays. So just just to make that very clear, I have absolutely no animosity towards him, quite the opposite. Have you seen the first look at Sam Rockwell in the new film called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die? No, I haven't quite seen that yet. I'm a little behind on the news as I've been doing a bunch of surprise birthday stuff all day. I've been I've been goofing around a little bit today and a little bit last night as well. So I'm a little behind on that. I have been doing a lot of research on the VHS Halloween stuff. A lot of new news has come out regarding that. Bunch of new plot details and talk about where all the different segments from the different directors are placed throughout the narrative. So I have a big video coming out on that, hopefully tomorrow. I have a black phone video that I've been sitting on for literally like a week and a half that I also just want to shoot. Like, I have a script for it. I haven't shot it. So I really want to talk about the black phone too, as well as a big VHS video. But literally, I'm not even kidding, guys. 10 minutes before this stream, a major Scream 7 thing dropped in my lap. And now I don't know what to do. Now I have absolutely no idea what to do. So we're gonna see what ends up happening with all of that. But I'm gonna try to make something happen there. So point being, lots and lots of videos are coming up here, including a review of Strangers Chapter 2, a new Scream 7 theory video, some VHS stuff, some Black Phone 2 stuff. I don't know when I'm gonna do it all. It's gonna be wild. Oh, Jacob, yeah, 3C Films, dude. I've been a fan of his for a very long time. He also loves Scream and horror movies. He's really funny when it comes to cringe intros. Yes, he is. Dude has the best intros in the game, without a doubt. No, he's awesome. Chris is fantastic. He was a very big part of helping my channel get to where it is today, and I'm really thankful for that. He gave me a major shout out early on, and I thought that was really cool. So I just have, again, just another creator that I have nothing but love for. I really just am super thankful for so many good people in the space. This is one of the best little corners of YouTube, horror movie YouTube. Just everyone is super cool. Really thankful. I've really only had a few bad experiences, and I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a drama guy. Would I collab with Drum Dums? Absolutely. I have before. Him and I got on a stream talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 a long time ago, and we are both a fan of it. I think we both like it for totally different reasons, though, which I thought was interesting. He really likes like our characters being a little more trashy, the Rob Zombie hellbilly style characters, which I thought was cool. I was vibing a little more with some of the weirder, lore stuff we were able to get into there. I feel like Rob Zombie found a way to really make that one his own, where the first Rob Zombie Halloween it kind of just feels like a hellbilly remake of the original that's just a little too long, and I just can't vibe with too many of the characters. But what they did with the sequel, I weirdly like more, and I know I'm in the minority there. I know I'm one of the weirdos who likes Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, but not the first one. So I will gladly sit in that that boat that is not filled with too many people. Gina's throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, my chunky Jordy, saying happy birthday, Jake, with a bunch of celebratory emojis. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, and you also sent me another one saying Snuggles from Ziggy Puppy Pop. Fuck yeah, oh my God. I'm getting spoiled today, ladies and gentlemen. Gina, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate the support. And I really needed those Snuggles today. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. We can't have pets here, and it kind of bums me out a little bit. I miss my cats. I had to leave my cats at my folks' house, and I miss them dearly. One of them named Church after Pet Cemetery. We were talking about Stephen King, so there you go. I miss them. I miss them a ton, and I play with them for 20. When I'm going to visit my parents now, I just play with the cats the whole time, and it's I just feel so bad. Jordan Curley's hanging out with us saying, I am sorry I am late. It's okay. No worries, dog. Hey, you're here now. That's what matters. I had my dinner and I think I have a chest infection. That's no good, my friend. Plus, my sister gave birth to her second child this morning. Dog, if you would have led with that, like, Jordan, I love you, my friend, but if you would have led with that, it would have been all good. That's all you got to say, dog. Chest infection. Yeah, okay. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. Dude, I hope you feel better. I hope the baby is safe. I hope it's in good health, and that's just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful thing to hear. I'm being loud, and I think my fiance just closed the door as her way of saying, shut the fuck up. Love you, babe. I don't know if you guys heard that. It's so funny. Oh man. But Jordan, so much love to you, my friend. You're all good. Thank you for being here, my dude, and wishing you and the new baby nothing but good health. Nothing but good health, man. Film Fanatic saying Jester 2 is good. It's out on streaming next month. Recommend it. I haven't even seen the first Jester. Are these movies good? Because I think I saw trailers for both of them, and they kind of came off as Terrifier, like not ripoffs, but like trying to hit that same vein. You know what I mean? Trying to hit that same fan base of killer clown fanatics. Is that kind of the vibes of this? Like, is it a clown running around ripping people in half in really brutal ways? Hit me with, I'm curious. That's not gonna turn me off from it. I'm just curious. I'm just curious if that's the case with it. Kelly Stroh Snyder saying happy birthday, Jake. Mine is on Saturday, the big 4/7. Oh man, happy early birthday, Kelly. Thank you for hanging out with us. You got me by 20 there, but so much love, Kelly. so much love. All kinds of birthdays during fall, Halloween, spooky season. I love it. I love to see it. So much. This is the best time to have a birthday, in my opinion. Not to be patting myself on the back too much, but I love having a birthday during this time of year. It's wonderful. People always know, like, oh, horror movies. It's that season anyway. There you go, horror stuff. Easiest time to get your hands on some spooky stuff. So I love to see it. Love it, man. Raggedy Man is saying, sup? What's up, Raggedy Man? How are you? Thank you for being a channel member. Thanks for hanging out with us. What are you excited for? Are you excited for Strangers Chapter 2 this week? That comes out this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna go see it so that you guys don't have to. I got you on that one. I'm excited to post that review this Friday. Let me know if there's any excitement for Strangers Chapter 2 out there. Pat and Jester saying, yo, Jake, happy birthday, my man. Thank you. Happy birthday to you too, Pat and Jester. It's everyone's birthday today. We're celebrating the whole community. Damn it. Tiffany Armstrong, happy birthday. Thank you, Tiff. Jasper TV, happy birthday. Thank you, Jasper. So much love, you guys. Appreciate it. And Ben Urban, a channel member out here. Ben, love to see it. Thank you. Happy birthday wishes as well. Oh, it's awesome. Great stuff. Ben, thank you for the support. Ack, just ack. A-C-K, is that what that is? Ack or ache? I'm stuck on this. There's a ghost in here. What the hell was that? Oh fuck. Okay, that scared the hat right off of me, dude. Hang on now. There we go. Gotta fix it. This is important, okay? I'm an adult. I'm a 27-year-old man. Yo, happy birthday wishes from Sweden. Love your videos. Thank you, Ack. I appreciate that. So much love to you. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you love the live streams as well. That means quite a bit. Thanks for hanging out with us, dude. Which one are you most hyped for, Good Boy or Bone Lake? You know what? Bone Lake I haven't talked about as much, but I am really excited for it. I'm hearing some more things about it from people who've gotten to see it already, and it sounds interesting. It sounds really good. Really excited for that one. But I think Good Boy it feels a little more unique, and I think that's kind of why I'm maybe a little more hyped for that. But I am excited to see Bone Lake as well. God, there's so many movies. So many movies. I don't even know how I'm gonna get to all of them. So much good stuff in our future here, man. But Good Boy, Bone Lake, yeah, definitely going to be checking those out for sure. Craig Thomas Gibson Lovey saying happy birthday, Jake. Thank you, Craig. How are you? Welcome in. First one is trash of the Jester. The second one was great for Jester 1 and 2. So should I just skip 1, just go right to 2? Just try it out. Jester series is like Terrifier. The first one isn't the best. Second one is great. Also, they're kind of ripoffs. Bloody clown flicks. Have you seen the Bride trailer? Oh, yeah, dude. That goes... Guys, this was a movie that wasn't even on my radar. Like, I heard that they were doing some sort of like Bride of Frankenstein, you know, some new take on that, whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, they've put out a lot of Universal classic reimaginings lately, and there's really only been like 1 or 2 I've really enjoyed. The Invisible Man being a major outlier there. I love that film so much, I would call it a top 10 from the decade. But the rest of them, I just really, I don't know, I haven't been super impressed. I saw the trailer for this. It's Christian Bale as Frankenstein, and I can't remember the actress who's the bride, but dude, it looks so like artsy and gross and just like body horror bonanza kind of shit. I'm loving the way that trailer is looking. Has a very clear sense of style and direction. I cannot wait to see that one. That's another one that by the marketing has really gotten me way more excited for it. Kind of just like Black Phone 2, like literally both those movies I was kind of like whatever, lukewarm about, and then I saw the trailer and I'm like, I get it now. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing with that. Guys, if you haven't seen The Bride of Frankenstein, it's genuinely a fantastic movie. Like, it's actually like something that, believe it or not, still holds up nowadays, as well as the original Frankenstein. Both excellent movies. And there are movies that it's kind of like, it's almost intimidating. It's almost a little daunting to say, let's try to do something with that now. Because like I said, they're like almost 100 years old and like they're still good. Like, what the fuck? I love those movies. I really do. They're truly maybe some of the best of the Universal classic monsters. So anyone trying to do something in that same vein or some sort of continuation of even the same idea, it takes balls. You know, it really does. So I'm excited to see what this one's all about. I'm excited to get into it. Jace is saying, did you read Oz Perkins' interview with Empire Magazine regarding Keeper? I have not yet, and dude, Keeper's one I've been slacking on big time. That's a movie I really want to start covering a little more. I know, you know, it's been Scream Terrifier Central because let's be real, that's what majority of folks around these parts want to watch. But I do want to start covering more of the weirder stuff too. Keeper is a movie I'm highly anticipating. I feel like it could be the best from Mr. Perkins' catalog, and I'm really excited to dig into that one. It's really mysterious, and it seems like it's going down the darker path where maybe, you know, something like The Monkey was a little more towards his sillier side. Nothing wrong with that. I had a good time with The Monkey. A lot of people did not. I vibed with it. I had a great time. But again, I'm longing for a film from him more like Longlegs now, that, you know, has that darker tone aesthetic, really scary moments where you know, The Monkeys, it's a horror comedy. Nothing wrong with that, but I want to see another brutal film from him for sure. Ty Lee is saying, I always want to rewatch the original Strangers. I just find it dreadfully long-winded. See, that's kind of what I like about it, though, is that fucked up. Like, it's a very, very, very simple film. It is literally just 2 characters getting attacked by these strange characters. But to me, it's tension building. You know what I mean? I think that's my big thing about it. It's terrifying the way that it's just, you're slowly seeing more and more things in the background. It trains you to look like wherever Liv Tyler isn't, essentially, because you think someone's going to be behind her the whole time. And that's kind of what I love about it. I will say, I think the first like 20 minutes or so are kind of, you know, it takes its time. But once you get to the scene where the man in the mask is like behind her in the kitchen, that's where the movie takes off for me, for sure. But probably my only criticism of that flick is it does have some slow spots here and there. But I love The Strangers. I don't know. To me, it's my my number one most favorite home invasion thriller. I don't think any other flick does it better than that one. What's your favorite things to do to get into the Halloween spirit, says John Samagwai. I mean, honestly, doing this is great. You know, I don't know about you guys, but like when I watch the behind the scenes for movies that I want to watch or that I'm excited for, behind the scenes stuff or just other people talking about movies I love, it gets me more hyped up to watch the movie. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like sometimes if I'm like putting on a flick or something, you know, popping the Blu-ray in, I'm going to watch the behind the scenes for like 20 minutes before I even get into the flick. It gets me all excited to see other people excited about about the movie. So coming on here, being able to talk with all of you guys about horror films, I mean, like the energy just goes, it's a ping pong right here. It's back and forth, back and forth. I get off these streams and all I want to do is watch a horror movie. So honestly, that's kind of the big thing for me. I really want to do some haunted houses this year if I can. I don't really think I have the money to do so, but I would love to get out and do some of those as well, because that is, see, I'm in Ohio, which is like, if you don't know, literally every single town in Ohio has a big haunted house event. There's some kind of thing going on. Literally, I could walk like a block down the street. There's a haunted house, basically. It's kind of the vibe here in most of Ohio. So I really want to get out to one of those, or at least one of the better ones in this area. There's a few good ones too. I mean, there's like quite a few that it's like would totally recommend. Froggy Fresh is saying, happy birthday. Did you get stuck in a time loop with your sorority sister killing you over and over? I don't know. I think that's what happens on horror people's birthdays. It is. Yeah. I took care of it real easy this morning. Going through this 27 times, I kind of knew what I was doing. So snuffed that one out real easy. Oh my God, I love that movie. I haven't seen Happy Death Day in forever, dog. Might be a good one to put on this today. Blake is saying The Collector is my favorite home invasion thriller. That's also a very good one. The Collector is an excellent movie. Great choice in that department. I think that one's maybe even a little more brutal. The Collector is great, and it's a great choice because I think it takes the home invasion concept and like cranks it up to 11 in terms of brutality. The guy's setting traps up everywhere. I mean, it's insane. It's almost a little campy how, wild it is. You can tell the guys that wrote some of the later Saw flicks were all over that one, But I think what I love and appreciate about The Strangers is just how simple and effective it is. It doesn't need all this extra stuff to be terrifying. I do love that. That's not a dig at The Collector by any means, though. Because another movie that I also love that's a home invasion thriller is Don't Breathe, which I feel like also is so great because of its more higher concept, It's the idea that you can break into this person's house, but this is not somebody you want to be in a house with. This is a terrifying, the blind man is a terrifying character to be too close to. And I do, don't get me wrong, love me a good high concept. I've always really appreciated The Strangers, that I still can come away from that film and still love it so much. And it doesn't even need any of that. It's like, wow, that's really impressive. But don't get me wrong, love The Collector. Like, dude, Blake, that is such a great choice. Really hope we get to see that third Collector film, The Collected, sometime in the future for sure. Ben Urban is saying, I'm seeing The Strangers Chapter 2 tomorrow night. Enjoy? A big question mark at the end there. Enjoy, maybe. I have a Regal Unlimited subscription, so I'm not technically paying for the ticket. Dude, me too, and it is the best thing ever. I get to see so many movies that way. Not sponsored, I fucking wish, but that's like the best deal ever. It's like 50, you have to pay like 50 cents for like the ticket fee bullshit or whatever, tax or whatever, but it's like a free ticket. I think you pay like $22 a month, and you can do like as many tickets as you want pretty much. So it's a pretty nice deal. I like it quite a bit. I've been using it for some time now. Saved a lot of money on movie tickets doing that, especially if you're someone who's crazy like me and goes literally every single week. But I'm not excited to see The Strangers Chapter 2. The early reviews sound like it's somehow worse than Chapter 1. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. The thing I'm hearing that gives me some hope, though, what I'll say, because I have had some comments from people who are saying that, oh, well, I'm still excited for Strangers Chapter 2. Chapter 1 wasn't that bad. My thing that I'm hearing about Chapter 2 is that it once again hasn't given us a peek behind the curtain like it's promising to do, which is making me scratch my head. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, the whole point of this was to tell us where the strangers came from. I think that's a fundamental misunderstanding of what works about the characters, but like, will this in turn work for me because they're not doing that yet? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Tomorrow, I'm actually I'm like 90% sure it's going to suck, but there's like a 10% little sliver of me that's thinking, what if this is accidentally decent? What if this like is accidentally like kind of not a terrible movie? We'll see. We'll see. And I just hope it's better than Chapter 1, man. We are at rock bottom, in my opinion. Like, to me, Strangers Chapter 1 is the worst thing that you could possibly do with a franchise continuation, is just repeat everything we've already seen, literally, from the other two flicks and just repackage it as something new, which it's not. That's the worst thing you can do as a franchise continuation. And Strangers Chapter 1, that's all it was. That's literally all it was. I mean, I guess if you like Madeline Pesh, you know, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Riverdale fans might have vibed with it, but like besides that, dude, I don't know. It was rough. I'm hoping this one's better though, because I do really like Madeline Pesh. I think she's a great actress. I'm glad she's doing horror flicks. I hope she does more, and hopefully some with better scripts. Opposed to whatever the hell's happening in this one. Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. Ben only really liked Pray at Night. Yeah, that's fair enough. Pray at Night's really fun. I personally, the one thing, I have one big rule with The Strangers, and you can do literally anything with this franchise except what this trilogy is doing. And Pray at Night, some people didn't like it because it lost that the darker tone. It lost more of the scarier elements of the original flick. But to me, Pray at Night works because it keeps the same vibe, the same mystique, I should say, as the original flick. It changes up the vibe. It's got more of like this 80s like upbeat tone, so it's maybe not as scary, but I think it's still effective because it keeps the mystique alive. And with this, these new flicks, apparently they're gonna just shatter that. They're just gonna completely wipe that away and say, here's who these people are, and here's what they're up to. That's boring. That's no fun. I don't know. Where's the fun in that? Film Fanatic is asking, do you think that Trick or Treat 2 will ever happen? I freaking hope so. That would be awesome. Michael Doherty, what's going on, dog? Someone hit him up. Tom, how's it going, dude? Happy birthday, Jake. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you for being here. Happy birthday to you. I'm just messing around. If you're just joining and you're like, why is he saying happy birthday to everybody? It's a running joke. Just go with it. It's fine. Cinemancer. Like necromancer, but I like that. I see what you're doing there. Is that a Fast X profile picture? If it is, I love you. Hang on. No, it's just an X. Either way, I love it. I'm a huge Fast X fan. Possibly best movie ever made. Happy birthday. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. So much love. So much love. Patton Jester saying, I have no hope for this new Strangers trilogy since I've heard Chapter 2 is just as bad as Chapter 1. I've heard it's worse. How could you make it worse? How could it be worse? Come on now. Come on. Like, for real? How could it be worse? We'll see. Well, I'm seeing it on very early Friday. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's happening there. My Chunky Jordy, Gina, throwing another 2 out there and a 1 on top of that. You're just wonderful. Thank you so much for the love. Really do appreciate that. We are halfway through our Super Chat goal, ladies and gentlemen. If we get another 5, we're going for another hour. Ooh, another birthday hour of talking horror. Also, how many balloons are on the set right now? You know, I forgot to do this, Gina, for all your other super chats, so fart noise. Oh, there you go, Gina. Okay. Thank you for all the super chats. Appreciate the support, my friend. I am a little lightheaded now, though. It's all good. Josh999 saying, happy birthday, Jake. Thank you for hanging out with us. So much love, Josh. Where's Josh 1000? That's my question. You know? Are you gonna be like Grandolph? Are you gonna be like Gandalf the Grey and go from like gray to like the White Wizard? Like, are you gonna evolve to that when you go from Josh999 to Josh 1000? Just honest question here. I'm just very curious. No, I kid, of course. Josh, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for sending me a happy birthday. I'm sorry I roasted you instead of thanking you. Jab is saying happy birthday, Jake. Yo, 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 Jab. Thank you so much. Ty's saving his super chat for the watch party on Friday. Dude, you're the best for that. You guys make those watch parties very much so. So much fun for that reason. Thank you. Thank you. Really excited, by the way, for that this Friday. We're watching VHS 85 this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Please stop by. These movies are fun. There's a reason I'm doing these watch parties. I feel like more people need to see them, especially because we have a new entry coming out on October 3rd. And also, if you're wondering, for those who are loving the watch parties, saying, Jake, you keep doing these on Friday. I'm going to be watching VHS Halloween Friday, October 3rd. I'm not going to watch VHS Beyond. Well, no worries. We're doing a schedule change next week. We're watching VHS 85 on Friday, and then we're watching VHS Beyond on Wednesday, October 1st. And then on October 3rd, VHS Halloween. So we might do a watch party for that too. I don't know. 2 watch parties in a week. Is that crazy? We'll see. We'll see what happens with all that. Gina's throwing $2 out there. Oh my God. I love this. I love this so much. Fast 11 apparently next year. Hell yeah. You guys don't understand. I was not a Fast and Furious fan at all. I went to the theater to see Fast X, and I was literally like, this is the most ridiculous movie I have ever seen in my life. Like, I cannot believe this movie exists. I've seen it probably like 10 times. It is the most outrageous, high-octane film I have ever seen. It doesn't make a lick of sense. I don't care. I love every second of it. Fast X, it's a masterpiece of so bad it's good cinema. And I will be there day 1 for the first showing of Fast 11. I will be there day 0. I'll be there the day before, lining up, camping in front of the theater to see the next one. That is how serious I am about Fast and the Furious. Because they're fast and they're furious, all right. Holy shit. Dude, I have never enjoyed... I've never outrageously laughed at a film so much in my life. Love it, though. Can't wait for Fast 11. Bring it on, baby. Vin Diesel is my hero. Erica throwing 5 out there too, saying if my thing won't freak out on me. Hang on now, Erica. I'm so sorry. I forgot to send the birthday super chat. It's all good. Happy motherfucking birthday, fella. Thank you, Erica. Erica, your support around here means a great deal to me. You're always modding and making sure that the chat stays safe and respectful to each other, and I greatly appreciate that a ton. Really means a lot to me. I don't know if I could have done all of this without you. So thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being on these streams. Really does mean a great deal. Thank you, Erica. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your support again. I think I made Josh sad. I'm so sorry. I see his broken heart emojis. Listen, you might not be Josh 1000, but I still love Josh 999. Okay? I still love you just as much, Josh. Thank you for being here. David Primero is throwing 2 out there. Thank you, David. You're saying, happy birthday, Jake. More horror streams to come. You're damn right there are. Oh, you think this is going away anytime soon? Oh, no, buddy. Listen, as long as new Scream and Terrifier movies are coming out, your boy is going to be doing this. I signed a deal with the devil so that I could do this for the rest of time. No, I'm just kidding. That would be kind of sick, though, wouldn't it? That would be a great horror movie, I think. David, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it a ton. I hope I can do more and more of these streams to make you guys hopefully laugh. I hope that's what I'm doing. I hope this isn't like that one... You guys don't know Auntie Donna. That's way too obscure of a reference. There's an Auntie Donna bit where, like, at the end of one of their seasons of, like, one of their shows, they just turn to the audience and they're like, they haven't laughed the whole time. And then they finally do a stupid joke at the end that makes, like, 2 people laugh or something. It's so funny. It's like, it's a 10 out of 10 joke. But none of you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, David, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. So much love, dog. Ben Urban with the 5 as well. You're a member and you're throwing 5 out there. Ben, you're cool as fuck, man. What's up, Ben? How you doing? Ben Urban. Benjamin Suburban is like, that's like if Benjamin Suburban is the guy with like the beard, you know, Spock did that in Star Trek. That's like the opposite of Ben. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Ben is saying, Jake, I'm thinking we will get Art the Clown killing Emily Crane in a flashback to open Terrifier 4. I fucking love that. My thoughts? I can't even read the rest of this without getting so excited about that. I love that idea. No, honestly, I really do love that idea because it almost feels like it's mirroring the beginning of Terrifier 3 in a way, right? You know, a lot of people said that it felt a little like oh, maybe they're pushing it too far to, you know, kill a kid in the opening scene. But what if it actually means something with his backstory, right? It's kind of a parallel thing. If we were to do that in the opening scene of Terrifier 3, now we're going to do that again in the opening scene of Terrifier 4, but it really means something. It's a flashback like what you're saying, showing Art the Clown's backstory. We already know from Mr. Damian Leone that the first 15 minutes are going to show some sort of, you know, background on this character who we really don't know that much about. I mean, I have theories about little conversations between characters that might mean something in the future, but like nothing is concrete as of right now about who the hell Art the Clown is. And that to me is really exciting. I cannot wait to see get a little more of an answer as to who this guy is or who he was before he turned supernatural. I really like the idea of doing that, because the other thing I really like about this outside of the story is just bringing back the little pale girl again, but maybe not in demonic form. I would love to see her come back, because honestly, like I love Vicky in Terrifier 3. Do not get me wrong, but the more I watch Terrifier 3, I kind of miss little Emily Crane. You know, I kind of miss her running around being her evil little self. She's such a great addition to Terrifier 2. So if she was in any way a part of the next one, that would be so cool to me. That would just be so awesome. So I'm really hoping that the little girl, creepy little girl, comes back for the next one. I think that would be awesome, and hopefully could shed some light on, you know, who this clown was before he started ripping people to shreds, and, well, you know, could lose his head and still be alive. I want I want a little bit of answers, but not everything. Don't shed the mystique is such an important thing to horror villains. Don't give me the whole picture, but if you want to give me another stroke of the brush on the canvas, sure, why the fuck not? I've used that metaphor a lot. If you've been hanging around this page, you probably heard me say that quite a bit, but I feel like the best horror villains are like an unfinished painting, where, you know, there's just, with every movie, you give me another stroke of the brush as to what, you know, your creative is painting on the portrait. But it's not finished is the point. Those are the best kinds of horror villains, because some things are better left for the mind to fill in the gaps. You can explain something, but it's always going to be more disappointing than what the audience member is trying to fill in the blanks with their own brain. So that you got to leave some things open-ended. You can't explain every single avenue, or it's gonna be lesser than what someone pictured in their brain. So that to me is it's so important with all kinds of horror villains, especially the strangers. Looking at you, Rennie Harlan. But hopefully they don't give us too much. I do want something. You know, I'm not saying I don't want nothing, because I think giving us that another stroke of the brush is what lends it to, you know, more interesting dissertation, more interesting conversations after the movie, which is like, that's what all of this is this whole channel is the conversation after the movie. And that's what I love about it. That's what I truly love about doing this whole thing. But dude, thank you so much for the 5. I would love to see that in the opening scene. And again, just to see little pale girl come back, but not in clown form, not in evil clown form yet. Tom's throwing 5 out there too, saying, have you seen the trailer for Traumatica? Looks wild. I totally missed it in theaters. My buddy and I were going to go and see that, but we both got extremely busy. Was that last weekend? It was Long Walk weekend, I think, is when that one came out. I really wanted to see it. 2 things happened. So my buddy got busy and I kind of did too. So we ended up just not going and seeing it together. But also I heard from a friend who I won't mention, because I don't know if this person did a review on this movie or not, that it was okay. It was just okay. Someone who I'm friends with, who reviews movies, said it was just all right. It was middle of the road. And dude, Tom, I know what you're talking about. That trailer looked awesome. I saw that trailer and I'm like, I'm seeing this opening night. Holy crap, this looks good. But a fella I trust told me it was just all right. It was just middle of the road. It could have been better. And that bums me out, because that trailer was very, very, very promising. 2 movies, I missed 2 movies this year that I really want to see. Like, I'm actually like dying to see them. Traumatica is one, and the other one is, and I don't remember the freaking, Strange Harvest. That's what it is. I really want to see Strange Harvest as well. That sounds like it might be something really special. Supernatural slasher with some sort of weird, crazy supernatural angle to it. I don't know. I'm excited to get into that one as well. But Traumatica, that'll be a Patreon review somewhere down the line, you know? We'll get to that eventually. Tom, thank you so much for the 5. Thank you for being a member. I really do appreciate your support, man. Thank you for being here. Gina's also saying, have a great day, with another super chat. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. We're at our super chat goal, ladies and gentlemen. You guys freaking rock. Y'all are the best. Thank you for the support, especially on the birthday. It really does mean a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Erica's got to head back to work. I'll keep an eye on the chat when I can. Rock on. It's all good. Hey, I understand. Get that work done. Make it happen. Rock and roll. Love to see it. Thank you for being here. What's my favorite flavor of cake? I don't even know, dude. I don't discriminate when it comes to different flavors of cake. Like, I'm here for it. Rock and roll. I will say my dad loves this thing called spice cake. And if you guys have ever had spice cake, it's very good. It's almost like a cinnamon cake. Like, it's very similar to cinnamon. That's really tough for me to say. Oh, dude, Listen, if a punk band wants to use that as their name, y'all can have it. Similar to cinnamon. That goes hard. That goes so hard. What? Anyways, similar. It's a similar flavor to that, but it's just a little different. It has that like spiciness, not like chili pepper spice, but like warmth. I don't even know how else to explain cinnamon if you haven't if you haven't had cinnamon before, but it has that warmth of cinnamon in its flavor, and it's very good. That might be my favorite, honestly, because it's not like too sweet. That's kind of my problem with cake oftentimes. It's just I don't like things that are like too sweet. I like kind of when they have a little bit of a bitterness or something else going on. So I really like that. Favorite horror movies to get into the Halloween spirit? Ooh, I'm about to watch Trick or Treat with my fiance, and she hasn't seen it yet. And it's a movie that is like, there's no better film. Like maybe Halloween 1978, but besides that, I don't think there's any better film to get into the spooky time season. Honestly, it's one of the reasons I'm so excited for VHS Halloween, dude. Anthology flicks just work with this time of year. Like Halloween, I just want to see, I want to gather around the campfire and watch, so I want to hear some spooky stories. You know what I mean? And that to me is what anthology flicks do so well, especially Trick or Treat. Like it feels like I'm gathered around the campfire with a bunch of people and we're all telling ghost stories. Yeah, that's how that whole movie kind of vibes to me. How that whole movie's vibe is, in my opinion. I think VHS Halloween is going to be something similar, but dude, Trick or Treat, top of my list. Not a obscure flick by any means. It's such a go-to answer to that question, but man, I love Little Sam, and he did nothing wrong. He is the cutest horror villain ever, and I love him so much. He needs another movie. We need more from Little Sam. Jess is hanging out with us, who, by the way, fellas, we learned earlier on the stream is not in fact 32. I was wrong about that. Jess, how are you? Welcome, my friend who plays video games with me sometimes. How are you? I hope you're doing good this afternoon. I really appreciate you dropping in. We're going to have to play some games sometime soon. Gina, what? I love banana weed cake? Hang on. Everyone stop what you're doing. What? Gina, hit me with this. Is this some kind of like crazy shit I don't know about? Like, do you mean like brownies weed? You know what I mean? Like that, but bananas? Like, dude, that's going to rock my world right here. What do you mean? What? Oh, you're 30, Jess. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just turn off the stream now. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Okay. All right. I'm kidding. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, especially the men out there, you should never guess a woman's age. Just a reminder. Don't be stupid like KillJoy Jake. Don't be stupid like me. Okay. All right. We made that very clear. Jess is saying it. Jess is disappointed. Jess is real upset. I'm so sorry. So much love to you, Jess, my 30-year-old friend. Chills Films is saying happy birthday. To celebrate, you must watch The Strangers Chapter 2. Dude, that is the kind of hex, the kind of curse you should never, ill will should never be wished upon other people. Okay, Chills Films? Oh my God, dog. I'm going to do it for you guys. I'm making the sacrifice for all of you, just so you know. I'm going and seeing it so that you guys don't have to. You're welcome. You're welcome. I got you. Don't worry. I'm in-depth review coming this week. It's happening. You're going to see the angry Jake come out. I'm just telling you that right now. Hang on. Gina's giving us an update on this cake because I need to know what she's talking about here. I made banana cake with weed in it. It's lovely. That sounds fucking aw- I feel like those flavors would go well together. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can totally, like, I'm thinking about it in my brain and I'm like, that would totally work. That would totally work. And like, if you've had, special treats with YouTube, just, hey, monetization police. Just put the earmuffs on for like 2 seconds here. Okay. Yep. I feel like those two flavors would work really well together as someone who's also had one of those tasty treats before. But anyways, I love that, Gina. I love that a lot. So much love. But happy birthday, says Jess. So crazy to think you're 38 already. I know, right? Me? 38? I know, it's crazy. My back feels 38, Jess. If it makes you feel any better. I feel like I'm that age already. God, I don't even know. How am I going to feel at 38 if I'm already getting out of bed in the morning and I'm just like, oh, every morning. I mean, every morning. My fiance can attest to it. I get out of bed every morning and I'm just like, oh, nope. Laying back down for 10 minutes. You're saying my knee feels about 67 right now? I feel that, Jess. My left knee and the right side of my back, I'm fucked up all over the place here. It's not good. It's not good. Ben, I'm just joking around. I am in my I'm 27 today. Ben's like, dude, I thought you were in your 20s. Hopefully I don't look that good. What am I even trying to say? I look like I'm in my 30s. Are you kidding me? I'm not even going to say that, what I was just thinking to myself. I'm 27. I feel 38, though. I'll say that. Anyways, back to it. Back to what? What am I getting back to? For Misery Gaming is saying, happy birthday, Jake. I want to get your thoughts on what would your reaction be if someone gifted you a birthday HHN ticket to get your ass to Orlando next month? I'd cry. I would literally break down and cry, dude. You know how bad I want to go to the Terrifier house? I would literally cry in my seat right here. I might piss my pants too. Like, it would be crying. It would be a lot of fluids ejecting out of me all at once. That's what would happen. That would be the best birthday present ever. Clover Animation is saying they're singing happy birthday. You just want to lay down and cry, not just another birthday. It's 30 out of 90. Tick tick boom reference. I don't know. I don't get the reference. I was making obscure references earlier too. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I got nothing on that one. Film Fanatic is saying, I've got an idea for a horror film. I want to DM you to tell you the plot for it. I'll do it after the stream. See if you do that, though. I'm going to steal the idea and not give you any credit. I'm just kidding. No. No, I'm totally messing with you. Yeah, no, hit me up, dog. I'm definitely not going to steal any ideas. I'm kidding. Mr. Go Animator is saying, my dad says I walk like a 90-year-old. That's not very nice. Damn, that's brutal, dude. Shit. Wait until you're almost 49, says Gina. I'm there in a few weeks. So much love to you, Gina. Mad respect. Mad respect. Michael C is saying, hi, Jake. Happy birthday. Hi, Michael. Thank you for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate you. What horror movie are you the most excited for this fall, dude? Let me know. I'm honestly VHS 94. That came out a while ago. VHS Halloween is the one I'm the most excited for. I cannot wait for that one. Black Phone 2, though, I'm loving that we're getting mixed reviews, guys. Like, listen. Mixed reviews are not always a bad thing. Not everyone is going to like a movie. And if you're aware of that, coffee's giving me indigestion. Sorry. Not everyone's going to like a movie, and sometimes that's a good thing, because if a movie is ambitious and going to some weird new places, especially sequels that the first one didn't go to, that means you could be in for something special, in for a movie that is better than the original. I personally feel that movies like Smile 2 that's a movie that's better than the original. I personally feel like Terrifier 2 better than the original, but some people didn't like either of these flicks. Black Phone 2, we have people who are on the fence about it because it did try some new stuff out. It turned into a bigger story. It turned into a different story. And I'm really excited to see it. I really think it could be something truly special. That again, I feel like the first movie, I didn't need a sequel to that. I don't need a sequel to that story in particular. But can we find a way to completely reinvent the franchise where now we're doing a Freddy Krueger thing? Okay. I can vibe with that, and I can get into something like that. So we'll see. I'm down for a Freddy Krueger-esque slasher film, and if that's what they've turned this franchise into, okay, let's go. Rye Shy Guy, this is so funny, dude. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Happy birthday. Take some good stuff to help you endure the strangers. I'm gonna need some of that banana cake. I'm gonna need some of that before we get into the strangers for sure. I have a rule. I have a big rule about, and there's a reason I have this rule, that I will not take any sort of substances before going to see a film that I'm going to review. And I made this mistake for a movie that I was going to review, and the next day when I went to go review it, I had nothing. I was like, I don't know what to write because I literally don't know what to write about this film. So that's my big rule, is that I don't put any sort of things that would make me goofy, but in my system before seeing a film. Trust me, I would love to, because I think it would actually make that one bearable. And actually, something that's funny too is that can totally warp your perception on how you feel about a film too. Because I remember I went to go see Star Wars Episode 9. Now, if you guys have seen this film, you know it's not very good. But listen, they had just introduced those Jack and Coke like slushy things at like Cinemarks, and my dad, you know, I'm there with my family. It was a December release, so the whole family's there. My dad's like, dude, you want to get one of those? And I'm like, yeah. So we pick them up. We're early for the movie, believe it or not. We're like 25 minutes early for this movie. I sucked the whole thing down. My dad and I, we go and get another one. And those things are wild. I'm watching this movie, dude, and I am having the time of my life. I'm like, that's the best one from this new trilogy. That was my take on Star Wars Episode 9, walking out of it the first time. I'm like, this is the best one. Then I watched it again. And I was stone sober and just like, somehow Palpatine returned. Missed that the first time. Okay, buddy. All right. So point being, if you want to be critical of a film at all, you gotta be in the right mindset. But I love that a ton, Ryan. That's hilarious. Thank you so much for the love. This is pulling my hair, so we're gonna wear it on the back of my head like this. So much love. Thank you for the support, my friend. Thank you for the 5. You guys will see a big old nasty review of Strangers Chapter 2 this weekend. Really excited for that one. Thank you again for your support. Pat and Jester saying Black Phone 2 looks really solid. I enjoyed the first one. Ethan Hawke was so good as the grabber. That contained story is opening up into something, you know, much larger. And I think that's why some people aren't really digging it as much as the first, but I honestly, I think I'm going to like it more. I felt that the opening act, the first act of Black Phone, I don't think I was really in the groove of it. I don't think I was really vibing with it at all. And then once we got to the basement, that movie took off for me. I'm like, okay, we had to get through that weird little patch to get to this. But like, there's so many like really awkward fadeaways and just editing choices that I just don't really think aid that film. And I don't know, Black Phone starts off real rough. And I think once you get to the middle part, that's where it takes off. When it's just Finney versus the grabber, that's when that movie is awesome. Like 10 out of 10, love all of that. But that first act was a little weak for me. So hopefully the sequel can find a way to kind of divert from that a little bit, set itself up a little better, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. Clover is saying, Jake, have all of us fans just accepted that Scream 2022 is 5 cream? Yes. No, nothing to elaborate on there. Yes. No one, I don't think anyone besides people who make content call it Scream. Everyone just calls it Scream 5 or 5 cream. Or the 5th Scream movie. So yeah, no, 100%. Devontae Arnold saying the new Frankenstein movie with the bride, the Christian Bale, looks insane. It does, dude. I was saying this earlier, Devontae. I'm not sure if you were here or not, but that was one that wasn't even on my radar. Like I heard about it, you know, I'm like, okay, new Bride of Frankenstein thing, whatever. But dude, that trailer goes hard. Looks really artsy and weird, and I'm into artsy and weird, you know, artsy fartsy all day, baby. So I'm really excited to see what that's all about. I think it's going to be something kind of hopefully special. At least that's what I'm getting from the marketing campaign so far. Mr. Arrowverse, thank you for being a member. Hello, Mr. Arrowverse. How are you? How are you today? Welcome in. For Misery Gaming saying my wife got buzzed before she saw Conjuring with me. Nice, dude. Rock on. And also you're saying, Jake, do you think Strangers Chapter 2 will be worse now than Him? I gotta say, Him was really bad. I wasn't crazy about Him either. I was a little disappointed, if I'm being honest. I actually think, honest to God, besides some weird editing choices, I was really vibing with that movie the whole time. I'm like, this is like middle of the road. This is fine. I before the ending, I probably would have given it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And then the ending happens, and you're like, why would they do that? What? Like, they very clearly set up a film to go one way, and I feel like in an effort to just shock the audience, which completely goes against anything set up with the actual character, the ending just completely takes you down a weird path that doesn't work. Like it actually ruins the whole movie just based on the way they ended it. And I'm just like, this could have been great had you done just one, literally one change to that script. And I think this would have been awesome. But trying to end it in the way that I don't want to spoil it. Watch I posted a spoiler review for members if you want to see that, but I go a little more in depth, but there's just a few things that happen in that flick that I can't get into that ending because of, why would you, how could you possibly, I'm gonna shut up there, but the ending totally ruins that one for me. I don't understand. I think Strangers Chapter 2 will be worse because, listen, in all fairness, him has a lot of good things going for it. Performance from Marlon Wayans, a career best. I can say that very, very honestly, very confidently. I think too, in terms of dramatic performances from Marlon Wayans, that's the best one I've ever seen. I mean, this is Shorty from Scary Movie, dude, and he's like screaming into this dude's face, but it feels very controlled. I think when you're playing a character like this, it's so easy to go too far off the rails and overdo it. Someone like Nick Cage can do that and get away with it, but not everybody. Marlon is very controlled in this over-the-top performance, and that is a hard balance to strike. So I really do love a lot of things about him. The music is great. The cinematography is awesome. The stylistic cinematography. There's a scene where Tyreek Withers is beating somebody up with a football helmet that has a crazy light in it, and it's just like a gorgeous fight scene. A lot of great technical elements to him. So I think Strangers Chapter 2, I don't think it's going to have those, technical things that are really well done, great shots, great style, all that. That's important. That's an important thing. But I don't know. I don't know if Strangers Chapter 2 is going to have all that good stuff. So I'm thinking, him is going to be here. Strangers Chapter 2 is going to be down here by like a whole star, for me at least. Joe Bamba has been a member for 7 months. Happy birthday. Scream trailer is a birthday present. Dude, that would be awesome. I need that in my life. I want to see some dang footage from this, dude. I'm dying here. I really want to see what's going on with all that. We've been talking back and forth about what the hell is Scream 7 even going to be at this point. And I want to see some footage to get an idea. You know what I mean? I think when we see the trailer, we're going to have a better understanding of what the film is. I think most of the time you can kind of watch a new trailer and you can be like, I got a vibe here. I got a vibe of what this thing is going for. And there's a certain kind of vibe that I think Scream 7 needs to strike. It needs to feel like those original 3, maybe 4 Scream movies if it's going to accomplish something great. And I just, as a return to form, if it doesn't do that, if it feels too much like the modern movies, it may lose me a little bit because I feel like this thing is trying to go for something else. Don't fall into the same pitfalls as the last 2 flicks. I loved Screams 5 and 6. They're good movies, but I think that with what this movie is going for, it's just something completely different. And I just really hope that they were able to strike that with the flick. This is a movie that's gone through a lot of, a roller coaster of updates behind the scenes. And I'm hoping that even with all of that, they were still able to turn out a good product. Listen, I crap on Scream 3 a lot. There are things about this movie that are not very good. And it's because of, the switch ups behind the scenes, multiple production issues, just a tumultuous behind the scenes situation with that flick. But Scream 3, they were still able to do some great things with it. And that to me is impressive because there are so many movies that have a multitude of production issues and they're just crap. There's no saving it. Scream 3, in my opinion, arguably was saved, and they still made they still turned out a decent movie with everything that happened behind the scenes, with multiple script rewrites, swapping out writers and just pressures from the producer and all that. So I'm hoping the same thing happened here with Scream 7. They were still able to turn out something good. I'm not expecting best from the franchise by any means, but I really am hoping for like a really fun return to form, a decent Sydney story. I'm setting my expectations as like middle of the road for Scream, like something I would rank in the middle of my franchise, and I'm hoping it exceeds that. We'll see though. We'll see what's up. Scream trailer, give it to me. I want that Scream 7 trailer. Come on, man. Let's get to it. Gina sent a KillJoy Jake membership. Really appreciate that a ton, Gina. That's going to just Jess. Look at that. Now Jess can watch all the reviews for horror movies that she loves so much. What the fuck? This apartment is haunted. I'm telling you. I'm seeing weird specters in the middle of the night. Like There's something scary's happening here. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ghosts are everywhere, and I'm scared. Joshua Baker is saying, what is your thoughts on A24 getting the rights to the TCM series as well as the first project being a TV show, then as well as new films? So yeah, they're doing, that's a lot. That's a big exposition dump there, Joshua. A24 just kind of won the bidding war for the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and they plan on doing some sort of series to kick off what they're going to do with the IP. But then producer Roy Lee has talked a little bit about potentially doing a movie, maybe some sort of continuation that would drop on Netflix, just like the 2022 flick. And I don't know. I don't know if I want a series from Texas Chainsaw. I feel like, with something like Alien Earth, I haven't finished it yet. Thank God Jimmy Kimmel's back so I can actually have a Disney Plus subscription at this point. But by the way, that show was awesome last night. I stayed up and watched it. It was great. But anyways, point being, Alien Earth was an exception, an exception to the rule. There's a lot of shows where they're based off of horror IPs that I just feel like don't even capture an ounce of what was great about the series that preceded it. Alien Earth, it's an exception. There's a lot of great things happening there. I've actually seen some people argue that they like it better than Alien Romulus. I don't know if I'm at that point. I think they're very close. I think I like Romulus more, but I do appreciate Alien Earth quite a bit. It's one of those things where I just feel like horror TV series, TV series they're just different animals. They're different. They got a whole different thing going on, and it's tough to make that work when it's based off of a movie series. And especially Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dude. Like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is such a very specific and unique situation. I just don't know if it's going to work as a TV series. I'll check it out, though. Hey, I could be wrong, and I hope I am. The movie is what I'm more excited for. I want a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Some of the rumored plans for, the sequel to the 2022 flick were that it was going to take place in suburbia, which is weird. Like, it was going to be about Leatherface somehow getting into a gentrified neighborhood. And I would have been into something like that. That's some new territory, especially with the commentary from the original. Like being out in the middle of nowhere and being set in the 70s, there's a lot of commentary. There's a lot of very subtle things happening in that flick that have a lot to say. Taking it to a setting like suburbia could be really interesting and could push that narrative in new directions. So Texas Chainsaw, for me, it's a tough series to continue, and so many have failed to do it because it is so unique. I really only think there's two genuinely great Texas Chainsaw flicks. 3. I'm gonna say 3. Fuck it. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I don't care. Some people hate that flick. I think it's so funny. It's a horror comedy version. It's the Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead. I mean, it's the same relationship that those two flicks have, that TCM 2 has to the original Texas Chainsaw. But also the remake. The remake's also gritty and gross, gritty, grimy, gross, just like the original. Still captures that same, I shouldn't be watching this feel. So I want a movie. I want to give me a movie. Come on now. Come on, guys. Leatherface works best when he's in small doses. Joe Bedgret has just become a Ghostface channel member. Really appreciate that a bunch, Joe Bedgret. That is the best way to support the page, ladies and gentlemen, by becoming a channel member, where, again, you get weekly bonus review videos just for members. That also goes for our Patreon supporters as well. Thank you so much, Joe Bedgret. I really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really hope you enjoy this week's review, which is going to be on the new Shudder slasher film, Night of the Reaper. I have a lot to say about this one. I'm trying to only do big reviews on movies where I kind of have like a rant to go on. So I have a lot to say about that flick. I'm really excited to get into it. But thank you so much for becoming a Ghostface member. Really does mean a lot. So much love there. Thank you for the support. Haunting You, throwing 10 out there, dog. You rock. Thank you for the support. You're amazing. Carpenter should bring back his original Halloween anthology plans. It's interesting that you say that because we have VHS Halloween on the horizon. And I'm seeing a lot of people talk about this, like this specific idea, which was kind of John Carpenter's in the first place, going all the way back to, Halloween 1978. He wanted to do it more so in the sense that we're going to make an entire movie just about the Halloween holiday with different horrors each time we make a new film. But that was the jukebox of horror thing. Now we have movies that are entire anthologies centered around the holiday. So it's that idea all in one film. That to me that's the evolution of that John Carpenter thoughts and bringing it to life in well, not thought, because he does kind of actualize that a little bit with Halloween 3. But I think something like Trick or Treat, this new movie VHS Halloween, it feels like it's stemming from that in a lot of ways. If you didn't have Halloween 3, I don't think you would have something like VHS Halloween or Trick or Treat or any of the other Halloween anthology horror flicks out there. Because there's a ton, man. There's a ton of holiday set anthology horror flicks. It's something that works so well. Halloween is the time. It's literally the holiday where the spirits get to come out and, the veil is the thinnest, right? So anything could be out there, any kind of monsters. Anthology horror just works so well with the concept of Halloween. So I totally agree. If John Carpenter could be involved with something like that, like, dude, could you imagine John Carpenter? I don't think he would do this. I think he's kind of done with directing, but it would be so cool if John came and directed a VHS segment like in one of those movies. That would be so dope. But anyways, you're also saying, what do you think about a more genuine, heartfelt interpretation of Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Elm Street? I think with Friday and TCM especially, that could work because I think you have villains who are like tragic villains. You know what I mean? Like, I almost kind of feel bad for Jason and Leatherface. You know what I mean? Like they're bad guys. They do evil things, but I feel bad for them. You know what I mean? They were once these sweet little boys who had some pretty awful things happen to them. And I think that's kind of why I weirdly like have a sympathy for both of those characters. Especially like Leatherface, almost especially because we see him constantly getting bullied in a lot of the flicks by his other family members or bossed around, I think so many people look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre and they say, oh, like that's the slasher with Leatherface, but it's so not that at all. I mean, it's so much more complicated. Than that in those regards. And I'd even go so far as to say that the biggest horror villain from, something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the family and society itself. I'm going to sound like the fucking Joker for a second here, but I love that about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's unique. It's really not like any other franchise out there. And I think that's why it's been so hard to do correctly. I actually enjoyed TCM 2022. It's a dumb movie. But if there's anything that's like truly wrong about it and makes it not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, it's the fact that you don't have the family there. They turned Leatherface into Michael Myers, and that's not what that character is, So I think whatever they do next with TCM, you got to have the family there. The Saw is family, baby. I don't know what to tell you. I would not mind a more heartfelt interpretation, though. Something that maybe focuses on the character of Leatherface, the character of Jason, and more so their upbringing and how, what turned them into these monsters, essentially. Because I think that's what this prequel series is about to get into with Crystal Lake. Probably something similar with this, Texas Chainsaw Massacre series as well. And I'm not against it in any means. Maybe this Texas Chainsaw Massacre series is what puts the franchise back on the right track. Because again, I feel like we really lost something with the last couple of installments. Like with each new movie moving from like Texas Chainsaw 3D onward, like we just lost those family elements and turned Leatherface into more of just a generic slasher. You know what I mean? And that's not what that character is. He has to be bullied around by his other family members, you know what I mean, who are way more, mean and evil than he is. So I wouldn't mind that at all. Maybe that's what the series can do to set the franchise back on track and get all those elements that you need to make a true Texas Chainsaw Massacre flick back in there. That could be fun. I feel you on that. Honestly, that's kind of really turned my feelings around about the show, because that's totally what they're going to do. You can't tell me it's not going to be about the family, right? I mean, there's so much drama to explore there in a TV show, I think. So yeah, the more I think about that, the more I like the TCM show. Okay, you guys have won me over with that one. I like it. I like it a lot. Haunting You, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it a ton. Let's rock and roll. Madison saying I'm stinky. Hang on. I got a bone to pick. What was that? Huh? What was that, ma'am? I'm stinky, huh? Yeah. She's just shit talking me in the other room, guys. She's just laying there saying, "You stink. You're a stinky guy." I don't appreciate that at all. Not fun. Jose is with us saying VHS Halloween. You're damn right, dude. You're damn right. I'm so excited for that movie, man. October 3rd can't come soon enough. Jab is saying, Jake, I want to let you know that I'm trying my best to pay you as a gift. You're too kind. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, Jab. Rye Shy Guy has been a member for 30 months, dude. That's more than 2 years. I'm not going to do the math on that, but I know that's more than 2 years. You're amazing, Rye Shy Guy. Thank you for your support. Horror-esque TV is on the rise, and I'm loving it. Excited for Monster, the Ed Gein story, and welcome to Derry. Dude, you know what? I really hope that horror TV just keeps getting better and better, because I've been so disappointed by so many shows based on popular IP, but maybe that can change. You know, maybe that can just totally be turned around and be something else entirely. That would be great. That would be awesome. Nothing would make me happier. Alien Earth, for instance, I think has been phenomenal so far, and I'm really excited to finish it. I think all the episodes are out now, so I'm going to get around to wrapping that up at some point. Definitely want to get into that. That's awesome. That's just, I really, you know what, Rye Shy Guy, I think you're right. I think we might be on the horizon of a little bit of a change there. Horror TV, hopefully getting a little better. That would be great. I've been disappointed by a lot of horror shows based on IP, and maybe that's going to change. Welcome to Derry is on the horizon too. That's a very good point. We just got a new trailer for that. And I think that show's going to be good, dude. I don't think Bill Skarsgård would have done it if it wasn't good. So let's see what happens there. I'm excited for it, dude. Thank you for being a member for 30 months. That is so cool, man. Really do appreciate you a ton. So much love. Thank you for being here, my friend. Joe Petgretz like got the ear in there. She's like, I can't hear what's going on. Just just posting up to a bully, that's all, in the other room. No, she's got nothing to say now. She's real quiet in the chat. I don't see nothing. Anyways, Luke Kai is saying, thoughts on In a Violent Nature 2? Do you think it'll be a new franchise where we get like 7 films? That would be awesome. It's funny. I do a weekly show with my friend, the Night Watch Zone. And if you guys, I would highly encourage you to check out the stream tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're streaming on here again for Kill Zone is what we're calling it. So I'm really excited to get into another chat with him. But something we strongly disagree on is In a Violent Nature. He is not a fan of that movie at all. I really like it. I think it's a fun one. For me, what I appreciated about In a Violent Nature is that it's the opposite of what you would get in a Friday the 13th movie. In terms of formula, it's literally the exact opposite thing. We're going to follow Jason when you would get some shit with the crappy characters instead. And I love that. I vibe with that so much. We see him walking from place to place instead of just, hanging out with these characters who may or may not bone. I don't care. I've seen that a million times. Like, In a Violent Nature is for people who have seen the Friday the 13th movies like a million times, and they're just like, yeah, we know how this goes. We've been there, done that. Let's just get to the kill already. And like, yeah. And it shows us the kill mostly from Johnny's perspective. It does the opposite of what a Friday the 13th movie would typically do at every single turn. Even the ending that a lot of people criticized. But again, it's consistent. It's not going to do the stinger scare. It's going to show you how, essentially, your final girl gets away, which, again, we never see. We usually just get the stinger scare here when the final girl is already gone. But that's what we got to see instead. I appreciate it. Was it as fun as a Friday the 13th movie? That's arguable, but I think that what it was able to accomplish is a very weird and subtle meta film on a meta meditation on the Friday the 13th franchise that I really appreciated. So I kind of hope we do get 7 films that kind of hit on different beats of that series, maybe even diving into some other franchises. I would love to see Johnny go to space, honestly. I think that would be really funny because that's what this character is, So I'm here for it. Johnny could be he could be a horror icon if they do this right, and I cannot wait to see the sequel. Rock and roll with all that. Ella's throwing $5 out there. Ella, thank you so much for the support. Happy birthday. What the freak? I know, right? It's nuts. It's nuts, baby. I love it. Thank you so much for the support, though. Thank you for being here. Ella has the coolest job in the world, by the way, if you guys don't know. She's our resident stoner, our horror stoner, and she's awesome as fuck. So, Ella, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad you could join us for a little birthday stream. Guys, and before I forget, because it literally just came to mind and I totally forgot. I've been meaning to talk about this. There's going to be a big stream this weekend on Saturday over on Craven Something Scary's YouTube channel. It would mean the world to me if you guys showed up for that. It's going to be a very big stream, and I can't say why yet, but it's going to be a very, 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 very big and important stream. And I really want you guys to be there for that. So stop on by. I'm going to be there for a little bit. I'm going to be one of the many guests on this very gigantic stream happening over on Craven Something Scary's page this Saturday. Please show up. If you show up for no other streams this week, show up for that one. It's going to be it's a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. Trust me on this. Please show up this Saturday over on Craven Something Scary's page. So go check it out. It's going to be an awesome stream. It's going to be huge. Biggest stream they've ever done over there. So make it happen. Go do that stream no matter what. If you show up for none of my streams, I don't even care. Show up on Saturday for Craven. It's going to be crazy. Haunting You is throwing $10 out there. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you for the 10. You're saying, I've always thought about a legacy entry for Friday the 13th, strictly for parts 1 and 2, omitting everything else. Crystal Lake is... Okay, wait, hang on. Let's start this over. It's basically Halloween 2018 from 1 and 2. Gotcha. Crystal Lake is being torn down. Instead of counselors and campers, it's workers and contractors. Ooh, okay. So they're like tearing down the place, and Jason's not having that shit. He's like, no way, dude. This is my home. Ooh. Hang on. We're cooking here. We are cooking big time, because there's so much you could do with that. Like the idea of nostalgia. You know what I mean? People wanting to, keep certain buildings up because it means a lot to a city, for instance. That's a cool idea, dude. I like that quite a bit. There's a lot you could say about the nostalgia of the franchise, and also the situation that Friday the 13th has been in the last decade or so, right? With the rights being all fucked up. There's a lot that you could say with the flick like that. That could be fun. I like that a lot. I think that's genuinely an excellent idea. Wow. Okay. Like a bunch of people, majority of the characters could be folks who are like essentially there to tear it all down. Right. I love that. I love that so much. That's a killer. You should write that one down. You should like message me after this and tell me to take down the stream so no one steals that from you. That's a good one. I think there's a lot you could do with that. Man. I'm stumped. Wow, 10 out of 10. I hope they make that into the next Friday the 13th film. That's amazing. And you also threw out another super chat. You're saying the kills are consequence, not the driver. Jason's mortality is explored. His traps do the heavy lifting. So it's almost like collector vibes. Okay. Due to age, generational gaps are bridged, and answers a decade-long question. Where's Paul? Dude, I'm vibing with that so much. That could be so unique and so different. And when you can come up with an idea like that for a franchise like Friday the 13th, which, let's be real here, has 12 movies. 12 movies. That's a lot of movies, dude. That is a lot of movies to have in the collection. At a certain point, it's like, should they have stopped? Is this too far? Does this still work? I think Jason has a lot. There's a lot you could still do with Jason, honestly. And that's one of them. Dude, that's a good idea right there. I vibe with that so much. Haunting You, thank you for the 10 and then the other 10. You're amazing, man. Thank you for the support. Just number one on the stream right now. Killing it, dog. Joe Bedgret throwing 5 out there too, saying horror movie that can't be remade. I thought that was Sleepaway Camp, so I'll go with The Final 2020. Ooh, this is a movie that's come up and I've never watched it. I believe it's a foreign film about like students who are forced to take a test, and if they don't get a certain grade, they die. Isn't that, am I wrong? I've never seen it. I've only seen it pop up on like Tubi, but I've always wanted to watch it. I totally agree with Sleepaway Camp though. Sleepaway Camp is, see, the problem with Sleepaway Camp is I feel like if they remade it, and they are remaking it, by the way, Kenan Thompson, yes, that Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live is producing a Sleepaway Camp remake, which is insane headline that we got recently. I don't think they can remake it. I'm going to be honest. It's way too specific. It is way too specific of a thing that works for a very unique and weird reason. Sleepaway Camp, it's campy, but it's like, it's not late 90s camp. It's not even 80s camp. It's like such a unique, just bizarro vibe to it that I just don't think they could recreate. I don't know. I like, they're remaking Silent Night, Deadly Night. That just premiered at Fantastic Fest this last weekend, I mean. And like, that's a movie I feel like you can remake because it's sure the sequels get really campy and stupid, but that original film is pretty solid. It's a solid, grungy 80s slasher, which is fun. But Sleepaway Camp, Sleepaway Camp for me is about the camp. It's about the goofiness. Some of the line deliveries are so funny. Some of the kills are outrageous. The ending sequence is one of the most bizarre and like, why is this the ending of the film kind of choices? There's genuinely bad acting and directing choices in that original flick too, that I just don't think you can recreate. The new I Know What You Did Last Summer, I feel like is a really bizarre, but kind of a good example of this. I think that movie was trying so hard to simply capture the camp and fun feel of the 1997 movie, but it fails because they weren't like necessarily going for that in 1997. At least I don't think. It comes off as accidental. You know what I mean? The script, the lines, and the way they're delivered. They're silly, they're ridiculous. I mean, we have Johnny Galecki being like, Daddy's gonna be mad. And it's like, that's what do you mean you just delivered that line that way? That's insane. There's some crazy choices in that movie. Oh my God, I didn't even get to the biggest one. What are you waiting for? And running out into the middle of the street. Julie James doing that, a character who has not been in any way outgoing throughout this entire film, is screaming in the middle of the street out of absolutely nowhere. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's another film I just feel like it's just stuck in place. You're never going to be able to remake that or do a continuation that does it justice. It's the same thing with Sleepaway Camp. It's just far too unique of a slasher that I feel like if they did remake it, it would be the same thing as this new I Know What You Did Last Summer flick. That's a movie that I feel it's too specific to the time, and that's how we can appreciate it because we know the situation behind why it was made. and that's what makes it great. Sleepaway Camp, I love what is it? Eat shit and die, Ricky, or whatever. Eat shit and live. Like, dude, that's so funny. Dude, that is so fun. It's ridiculous. Like, what? Like, that's the greatest clapback of all time. Nothing will ever top that. 10 out of 10 writing. But point being, something like Sleepaway Camp, something like I Know What You Did Last Summer, you just can't remake that. You just can't recapture that very unique and specific, so bad it's good energy that I just don't think they're ever gonna reclaim. So I'm totally with you on that. I could just rant and rant and rant about why I love Sleepaway Camp and why I don't think there needs to be any more. Some franchises can go on forever. I will argue that something like VHS, Final Destination, or Scream you can do 100 of those movies and I don't think it'll get old. But there's other franchises where you just literally cannot make another one of those. There's no way you're gonna find something else good from it. So every franchise is unique that way, though, and that's kind of what I love about it. Joe Bedgret, thank you for the 5. I really do appreciate it. You're talking about the final. You said it was actually from 2010. Okay, no, it's actually about bullied kids getting revenge. Okay, so it's more of a revenge story. I don't know why the test thing came to mind. I thought it was about a test. Maybe that's a different movie. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. There is a movie like that, though, right? Aren't I right? Am I not right about that? I don't know. I could be totally wrong. Anyways, Luke Kai is saying, I heard rumors that in the next Final Destination movie, we see Jake show up and defeat death because Jake is just that awesome. You're too kind, Luke. See, I would love to do that and save all those characters, but then we don't get any more movies. No, I'm just kidding. That's so fucked up. I'd do anything to be in a Final Destination movie. That would be awesome. Holy crap. So yeah, again, some of these franchises, man, like they're gonna go on forever. And like Final Destination has really proved that with Bloodlines. It's like, dude, that story has been right there this whole time. And I just, more than any, I think Bloodlines, out of all the franchise continuations we've gotten recently, that one just feels like it picked up right where they left off with not too much changed. I mean, if you told me that movie came out 2 years after Final Destination 5 and I didn't know any better, I'd believe you. I mean, it's that consistent with the other flicks. I loved it. Bloodlines, it's an easy top 10 of the year. Just a banger of a film. And I just cannot wait to see more. Cannot wait for a 7. Bring it on, dude. Let's keep them coming. Infinite Sky is hanging out with us too. What's up, dude? How's it going? Welcome in. Your birthday is tomorrow? No way, dude. Happy early birthday. Rock on. We got all kinds of birthdays around this time period. That's great. Would I recommend him? Oh man, I don't know if I'd recommend it. I think that it's got some great things going for it, but ultimately I feel like it kind of just fell flat for me at the end. It was one of those movies that kind of had me the whole time, and then the ending happens and you're like, why would it end that way? And I don't want to spoil it, but I don't think it makes sense for the movie to end the way that it did. Like that's when I've really thought it. Like I will say, I see a lot of movies where I walk out of the theater and I'm like, I'm going to forget that in 2 weeks. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of movies I've covered where I feel that way. Him is it's a movie that will stick with me. So it has left a mark because it is unique in the sense that it's commentary on, the NFL and football. And I think it actually does do a very good job at that. But the ending kind of just ruins the whole thing for me. And it should have ended differently. It should have had a different ending. But besides that, I think there's some really interesting parallels to some real life things. As a Browns fan, unfortunately, I'm all too familiar with these things. I don't know. I think it's almost very good. It's almost very good, but it's just not quite there. They really flubbed it on. They really fumbled on the 1 yard line with this one. Not to be too punny there, but him, it's I wouldn't see it in I'd wait till it comes on streaming, but I'd give it a watch. I wouldn't tell you to avoid it altogether. Like something like The Strangers Chapter 1. Pat and Jester is saying, yo, Jake, I think I'm going to watch Weapons here later on. My dad just bought it on Google TV. Can't wait to tell you what I think of it. Oh my God. I don't want to put your expectations too high. Go into this one blind and just let that movie happen to you. I don't know how else to explain it except that. I'm dying to rewatch. That's a movie I'm dying to rewatch. But also they just put 28 Years Later on Netflix, and also just dying to watch that movie again. My God. So many good movies this year. But Pat and Jester, enjoy that one. I thought Weapons was the best horror film of the year, and that's saying something. In 2025, when, I mean, I think this is one of the only years where I can say that the majority of horror flicks has really just been pretty fantastic. Majority of what I've seen this year has been good. Infinite Sky's asking about Tim Heidecker's role. He's the agent for the main character. So he plays his agents, and he gets some really goofy moments in there, which is great. I love Tim. Tim and Eric are both writing a fucked up horror film right now, and I'm so excited to see what that's all about. So definitely excited to see what's happening there. Jonathan Exler, what's going on, Jonathan? I just got your message on Instagram. How you doing, dude? My profile picture says it all. What is your profile picture? I'm just curious. That's not what I meant to do. Hang on. We're doing some research, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on right now. Oh my God. I see what it is now. I didn't notice. That's so funny. I love it. Oh my God. 10 out of 10. That's great. Good stuff, dude. Yeah. That scene's going to melt your face. Oh my God, so good. KC Mack is saying, is Night of the Reaper better than expected? I keep on hearing good word about it. Night of the Reaper is trying so hard to be high concept, and it doesn't need to be at all. I think it lost me at a certain point. It is really one of those movies where it's like it's a hat on a hat on a hat, dude. They just keep trying to do twist after twist after twist, and each one ruins the film more and more and more. I'm going to break it all down in a big video for members this weekend. But that's another one where I just like, I was vibing with it the whole time until the ending. Like it's got a really good John Carpenter, slasher vibe to it, which like I'm a sucker for, I'll be honest. Maybe you're sick of that because, a ton of movies have done it. It's got the John Carpenter score, the, cinematography with a wide lens and, a very moody fall atmosphere with girls walking down the street, just like Laurie Strode. I mean, it's so Halloween inspired. But it really, really, really loses me at a certain point when all the twists start coming in. And I'm just like, this could have just been a simple, fun little slasher film with some vibes and some good times. And it's not that at all. Like I would argue it's not even a slasher film. Like I would argue it goes so far beyond that with its really just not very good twists that it turns into just kind of bleh, kind of just a bunch of bleh. And I don't think it makes any sense at all. So we'll talk more about it in a big video this weekend. Matthew as a party is saying, welcome to the 27 Club, big man. Well, thank you so much, Matthew. I appreciate that. All of my favorite rock stars died at this age. So hopefully I can outlive them. Is that fucked up? Rest in peace, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix, my heroes. Love them so much. My God. I'm a sucker for 60s music. If you don't know, I'm like music wise, I can listen to anything besides country. But the one big, like two big subgenres I'm really vibing with, metal, 60s music. Like those are my two favorite things without a doubt. Like just 60s anything. Yeah. Put it on. I'm down. And then also just most metal music I can really vibe with. So really two of my big things I like to listen to. But in the last like 5-6 years though, I've really gotten into like a bunch of rap and like hip hop too. So like I'm into everything. I really am just down for a bunch of different kinds of weird music. I have a new video coming out on the retro page, the same day as VHS Halloween, talking about VHS 94. And I do an entire segment about this documentary that one of the segments are based off of, and this guy named DJ Shadow, which that might be a name, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I just love his music, and he did like all the music for this one documentary that I'm about to talk to. And I've never seen this documentary. I actually watched a little bit of it for this video that I'm working on, and I'm just like, this goes it goes hard for a lot of reasons. It's a really cool doc. But the music is just amazing. I mean, like, oh man, DJ Shadow, just one of the most underrated names. Or maybe he is perfectly rated. I don't know. I'm not as, like I said, I'm not as big into music and all that. I'm getting into the weirder side of all of that recently. And I love DJ Shadow's music. It's very, very good. If you've never heard any of it. But shit, I could go on rants and rants and rants about different kinds of music that I like. So I will, I'll stop there. Jonathan saying my girlfriend hates when I play The Doors. Jonathan, listen, you can anytime you're hanging out with me, we can play The Doors. And oh dude, Typo Negative, fuck yeah. Oh, all about that all day. I love weird metal. I love me some thrash. I love me some, even a little bit of death metal from time to time, but the weird stuff, like if it's new metal, if it's whatever the fuck Typo Negative is, I vibe with it, dude. Very into that. Poppy is another one that's another name that I just love. Love a lot of her music. Her last couple of albums absolutely banged. Very good stuff from her too. So I'm into a lot of weird shit. What can I say? Haunting you with another $10, dude. You're too kind. I love you so much. Thank you for the support, man. For Elm Street, the dream demon isn't real, but the nightmares are. Krueger is a man and interacts with the community with camaraderie. The kids' nightmares tell of a posing threat, but they don't know why. So you're just reimagining all the classics right now, and I'm really vibing with this. Kind of like this is more so of Krueger being like this hidden, evil in plain sight kind of thing, who's doing these awful acts. But the kids, like maybe this would be a Nightmare on Elm Street film that follows little kids who are having nightmares about this guy that everybody in the community loves, but is actually, evil, has sinister intentions. I think I get what you're getting into. That's really interesting. I feel like Nightmare fans might not vibe with that because it's, kind of a totally different, that's a total reinvention. But I that's another one where I'm like, I vibe with that. That's a cool idea. I would almost, that's so different that you could almost make that its own series, like its own thing. Doesn't even have to be Freddy Krueger. That's just like that's just kind of its own thing off on its own. I always love Rear Window style stories where it's like one character knows that like this other fella is doing some like evil shit, but no one believes him kind of thing because of whoever, this character. Like I think Disturbia is, honestly, I love the movie Disturbia. If you've never seen this before, it's basically a remake of Rear Window that stars what's his face? Oh God. Shia LaBeouf. Sorry. I'm trying to think of the crazy song they wrote about him. It's Shia LaBeouf. I can't, Shia LaBeouf. But I just love Disturbia. It's a great movie. But Rear Window concepts in general, I think are really interesting. Could you do that with like a kid? Like a little kid that keeps having dreams about like someone and like maybe a teacher or something who's like doing these really evil deeds and the parents won't listen to him because it's a young kid, who's gonna listen to him. You're just making stuff up, Could we do a story like that? That could be fun. That could really work. I like that. Dude, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate it. Nightmare on Elm Street needs something. I'll tell you what, Nightmare on Elm Street needs a new continuation of some sort, at some point in the future. So I'll take anything at this point. Even if it's that, yeah, rock on. I think I do want a slasher. I want to see Freddy Krueger with the, finger gloves and all that, knives on his hands and all that, ripping people to shreds and having fun. Cause I think that's just the thing I love so much about him, but I'm not against that either. That could be a lot of fun, dude. Thank you for the 10 again. I really do appreciate it. That's a vibe. We have a lot of people talking about Poppy now. I love this. Poppy did a song for WWE Extreme. Yes. Wasn't it like Eats or something like that? That's a really good tune. I'm not going to play it, but man, that's a really good song. Oh, that's good. Some good stuff. Good stuff there. No, I really love her music, dude. My favorite album from her is called I Disagree, and it's her 2020 release, and it's a genuine masterpiece, like from start to finish. No skips, just some great shit from start to finish on that one. Really good. Really, really, really good. Good little LP there. Jonathan is saying, have you heard McGlocky's Korn cover of Mbop? No, I love McGlocky though. I listen to a lot of his stuff. Something I actually have this in like a motivation playlist from him. He has an original song that I love, and I don't remember the name of it right now. But he also does a cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World, done in the style of System of a Down, and it's like I almost like it more than the original song. I'm like, this goes so hard, dude. What? It's probably my favorite cover of his. He has a lot of really good ones. I haven't heard that one before. I swear I've heard a Korn one that he does really well, but man, he just is a master of mimicking different people's voices. He doesn't, I don't think he has Serge Tankian's voice 100% down, but he's so close. Like, I mean, the only thing he doesn't have is the scream, but pretty much everything else he can do perfectly, which is amazing. His Korn is pretty good. Every time he does Deftones, it's like if you close your eyes, you're listening to a Deftones song. It's amazing. He has that perfect. Oh my God. I mean, he's just so impressive, but truly one of the best dudes who's doing weird little cover tunes like that right now on the internet. Pat and Jester saying, I love both Poppy and Typo Negative. Great. I just love the love for the weird music here. That makes me so happy. Some great stuff, man. Jordan saying, what a song that was. Yes. What a song that was. Infinite Sky is saying, did you hear that there's going to be a prequel of Weapons? Yeah. I don't need it. Dude, Zach Krager can do no wrong. That's kind of where I'm at with him. He truly can do, one of those guys that whatever he makes, I'll watch it. That Resident Evil film that comes out in less than a year, I'm there day one. But I don't need a Gladys backstory. I don't. That is such a one and done kind of movie. I'm good. But I'll see it, I'll see if they make it, I'll see it, man. But I'm good. I'm kind of good. A few new people are joining us. We got Chains saying, in the scale of found footage horror, where do you rate Devil's Due? A found footage of Antichrist was new to see long ago. That's a very good point. Very fresh, kind of taken. I will say though, it's kind of just found footage like The Omen. but it's still cool. It is still very cool. I like it quite a bit. I don't know if it makes my top 10 of all time, but I do like it quite a bit. It is technically the first, like, full length feature film that Radio Silence made as well, which is really cool. They did like Southbound and VHS, which is, they had their shorts in there for sure, but their first like real, feature length, that was this movie. And I really like Devil's Due. I think it's a really well done found footage flick. And it actually, honestly, there's 2 scenes in that movie that I think are fucking phenomenal. And the ending too. I forgot about the end. The ending's really good. I love the way that movie ends as well. It's, it's up there. I don't think it makes my top 10 though. I think if there was a top 10 and then there was an area below that of like movies that are like really good, do something really well and deserved, hidden gems, the hidden gems catalog of found footage. I would put that in there. That to me would be in that category. It's a very good film. I think there are better found footage flicks in my humble opinion. You're right though. It is very unique. It is very, what's the word? Hidden gem. It's a hidden gem. It's good. It's very good. It's a very solid flick from the Radio Silence catalog that I love quite a bit, man. Very good entry there. KC Mack is saying, I always thought that Robert Englund, I think that's what you mean, would have been a good Robert Nieper? I don't know who that is. I'm so sorry. He would have been a good Freddy Krueger. Might be too old now. Huh. I'm so sorry. I don't know who that is, but hell yeah. We have at least one Robert who's played Freddy Krueger. So there, at least there's that. That's awesome. Blair Hathaway is saying, can you sing the Jason Takes Manhattan theme song? I would, because I know it word for word, Blair. But the stream would just get taken down, copywritten. I just can't do that. That's just too big of a problem right there, unfortunately. So if we weren't on a monetized stream, I totally would, as I know every single word of that song. I can play it on 5 different instruments. So, just the problem with that. I don't know what to tell you. Fort Misery Gaming is saying, what are your thoughts on people giving Black Phone 2 Sinister vibes? I personally was so freaked out when I saw Sinister in the theaters back in the day. I mean, it totally makes sense. I feel like everything that Scott Derrickson has made outside of like The Gorge and Doctor Strange have had some sort of sinister, homage to in some way, shape, or form. I mean, like, even in the first Black Phone, we have that Super 8 grainy footage of, the grabber, which is great. And it seems like they're expanding upon that in the sequel with the dream sequences that are shot that way, which is really cool. Then you also have that in his VHS 85 segment, which is phenomenal. If you guys have not seen that, a lot of the tapes that are sent in to the cops in that segment are shot that way with the grainy Super 8 style. So it totally makes sense. It makes sense that he would do that in a new horror flick. He's done it in pretty much every other horror movie he's made beyond Sinister, which is awesome. It's kind of a trademark. It's just part of Scott's style, which I love. I love that he always finds a way to do that. Because, I mean, let's be real, Scott Derrickson, that's kind of why he's on the map, is because of Sinister. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do love some of the movies he made before Sinister, which don't get talked about as much, like, is it The Exorcism of Emily Rose? Is that the one? It's like a court case possession flick, and I'm not talking about The Conjuring 3 that basically did the same thing, but way worse. This movie's actually really well done. And it stands out. It stands out from the other possession flicks for that reason. So he's made a lot of really good flicks, but Sinister is like his biggest thing. Black Phone, swiftly behind that, but Sinister, that's always it's arguably the best Blumhouse movie, and it's arguably probably his best movie as well. So I'm glad that influence is being carried into Black Phone 2 for sure. 100%. I really have a lot of high hopes for this movie. The mixed reviews honestly have me more excited for it than anything. So I'm really excited to see Black Phone 2. Let's rock and roll, dude. Let's get into this. Joey's throwing 2 out there. Thank you for being a channel member too, Joey. You rock, man. You're saying happy birthday, Jake. You're too kind. So much love to you, Joey. Thank you for being here. You're saying Late Night with the Devil sounds like a song. Have you seen that movie, Late Night with the Devil? It's a really good. It's a really good flick. Really weird movie from last year. Got a lot of buzz because it had a little bit of a controversy, and now I don't see anyone talking about it anymore. But it's good, dude. It's a good one. That's one I don't own that I would love to have on the shelf. That is it's a really interesting movie. Really interesting flick. I liked it quite a bit. Strawberry Video Game Player, happy birthday! Thank you so much, my friend. How are you? Welcome in. What's up? Perry Moberg is also joining us, also a channel member. Love to see it, Perry, saying, where's the Scream 7 trailer? We're probably not going to get it until late October or early November would be my guess, if I'm being honest. And I know that sucks. Nobody wants to wait that long, but sounds like that's probably going to be the case. It also makes sense because if you look at Paramount's release schedule, like the other movies they're distributing, it's the Running Man that comes out on November 14th. It's like the most it's probably the most horror thing that they have before Scream 7 comes out. And it's like approximately 3 months before the next entry in Scream comes out. That just makes so much sense to release the trailer basically alongside that, the next movie they're distributing. So I really think it's going to be, you're definitely going to see it sometime before The Running Man releases in theaters. I would be shocked if they didn't, promote it alongside that flick. Because you got to think The Running Man it's a Stephen King. It's based off of a Stephen King story. It's coming from Edgar Wright, who's directed, horror flicks such as Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is a horror flick. Yeah, fight me on that. And also Last Night in Soho, most recently, which is kind of like a old school murder mystery, I guess. It's an interesting flick. I don't know how I feel. I don't know if I love it, but it's a cool movie. Very cool, very stylistic. And now Edgar Wright's doing this, the new Running Man, and I'll tell you what, I'll be there opening night. I really hope to see the Scream 7 trailer there, and honestly, I'm betting my bottom dollar that's likely where we're going to see it first, is alongside that. Or it'll leak before, once that movie gets to theaters, realistically, we're probably going to see the trailer in like late October for Scream 7, because they're probably going to be forced to release it. Someone at a movie theater is gonna leak it. I'm pretty sure this almost happened with Scream 5 or Scream 6. Like someone at a movie theater was like posting pictures of the Scream 6 trailer before it came out online. So I'm sure they're gonna kind of force it to come out, is my guess. Strawberry Video Game Player is saying it's been a long time. I'm glad you're here now, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you for being on the birthday stream. That really means a lot. We're having a really good time here. I really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. It's been a phenomenal birthday stream, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We're probably going to be coming to a close here sometime soon. But guys, thank you so much for the support tonight. It really does mean a lot. And I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here. And I'm so thankful that I get to do this every single day. I do not take it for granted by any means. And I hope you guys know that we're doing a lot of crazy things moving forward in the future to just keep the horror going in a ton of very fun and creative ways. So I have some big announcements dropping sometime soon. And I'm really excited to get to that video here in a minute. But I guess, if there's anything to say, it's that, as a YouTuber, you constantly have to find ways to evolve and change with how the times are changing and with different things that are up there and in stride. And I'm hoping to find some new ways to post some different kinds of videos. And I'm really excited to talk about that more with you guys sometime soon. But before we sign off, I do want to say hi to a few more folks who have joined the stream. Anna Cook is saying, Jake, have you seen the new It Welcome the Dairy trailer? What do you think of the show now? I'm really excited. Every trailer I see gets me more and more hyped. Really liked this new one. Loved that we finally got to see a little bit more of Pennywise. And I'm really excited. I think this show's going to be good. I have some pretty good faith in it. And I just hope it rocks, man. I'm a weirdo who kind of likes It Chapter 2. I don't love it, but I enjoyed it. Overall, I thought it was fine. I don't think it was the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm excited to see where this show goes, and I hope it's a little better. I think it needs to be a better thing, property entity than the last flick. So I'm excited to get into it. It's going to be fun. I want to cover that if I can. I'm so behind on videos, dude. I have like 4 videos lined up that I have to get done before Friday somehow. And I don't think I'm going to do it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Want to talk about that soon though. Edgy Horror Godzilla is saying hello. Hello, Edgy Horror Godzilla. How are you? I don't know how, you're Godzilla. I don't know how you're typing on a phone or a computer right now. But I'm impressed. You even said happy birthday. That's amazing. Wow. I'm beyond impressed. Wow. Godzilla, just so proud of you, my friend. Instead of terrorizing, some city right now, you're here wishing me a happy birthday. That really does mean quite a bit to me. So thank you for being here. Jonathan's asking if I'm excited for the Hellraiser game. You're goddamn right I am. Oh my God. I'm so hyped. I cannot wait to play that one. I'm gonna try to play it on the gaming page sometime soon. So definitely check that out. Gina saying, I love Swan in Hot Fuzz. It reminds me of, okay, an evil cockatiel Stu used to have. Unfortunately, it attacked too many people. That's no good. I'm so sorry. I love Hot Fuzz though. I think, honest to God, Shaun of the Dead, I think is like probably the best one, but there's an argument that Hot Fuzz is better. I think there's this very strong argument to say that Hot Fuzz is a better film, but I love zombies too much to really sit on that opinion too much. But I do love Hot Fuzz. It is a very fun movie. Cracks me up, has a great twist. Just a ton of fun. Kind of cool to see Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in very different roles. Like they play different roles and have a different relationship in each of the Cornetto trilogy, which I think is so cool. So I don't know. I think it shows versatility in all three of in both those actors for all three of those roles. And it's really impressive, man. Matsy saying happy birthday, Jake. Thank you. Same with Gory Tiger. Guys, thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the support. Film Once is saying my birthday is September 24th. Also, we have the same birthday. Wow. No way, Film Once. I love that. Oh my God. Well, happy birthday to you as well, my dude. Thank you for being here. Rock on, guys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be signing off now, but I really, again, just really appreciate the birthday wishes. You guys are all way too kind. I'm so lucky and grateful every single day that I get to do this with you guys. And before I sign off, the biggest thing I want you to take away from this stream, and I'm not just saying this because I love my friend Steven from Craven Something Scary, but I'm saying this as I genuinely, if you guys could do nothing else for my birthday, I ask you to please do this. Please show up for the stream over on Craven Something Scary's page this Saturday. It's not just because I want this stream to do well for Steven. It's because we have something very big that's going to be talked about on the stream this Saturday. And I really, if you do nothing else, if I could have any birthday wish fulfilled, it would be that all of you guys here today could go and show up to that stream this Saturday. It's going to be a very big stream. In fact, I'm not doing anything else on Saturday. Nothing will be posted on any of my pages Saturday to hopefully draw more attention to Steven's page. And I really hope that we can get enough people. We can get everybody on that stream. You guys may have plans and that's all good. It's Saturday night, but it would just really mean the world to me if we could get the whole community there. Over on Craven Something Scary's page this Saturday. It's going to be a very big stream, and I would just love for everybody to show up. Everyone who's been a part of this whole crazy shit for the last couple of years, it would just mean the world to me if we could make that happen. So please stop on by Saturday night over on Craven Something Scary's page. It's currently, the stream is set up on his channel. I'm probably going to share it after the stream goes down, so that you guys can see it in my little post sections of this channel. But it would just, it would really mean the world to me. If I could have any birthday wish fulfilled, it would be that. So please stop on by the stream. It's going to be a big one. And I just thank you guys so much for the love. Thank you for the support. I'm unbelievably grateful. We will talk again, hopefully tomorrow night, with the Night Watch Zone is coming on the page. We're going to be talking about some more crazy horror topics. So stop on by tomorrow night. It's going to be a late stream. This is an earlier stream, obviously, 3 o'clock, but we're doing a 7 o'clock stream tomorrow night, 7 Eastern time. So stop on by for that. It's going to be fun. And of course, we're watching VHS 85 on Friday. So guys, again, thank you for the support. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You guys are so kind. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.